Hi, thanks for checking out another one of our videos. What this video is going to be about is this is a old style Zareba 50-mile unit. It's called an A50LIL, the 2-joule output units from 2011 is when it was manufactured. This is the old style 50-mile. The new ones are about this big, but the old ones were the same case that they use in the 100-mile and 50-mile units. But we fixed this unit here. The transformer was bad in it. I had a different style of transformer. The early 50-mile ones like this had the same transformer that the 100 miles and 200 miles were using, but this had a different style of transformer in it that they don't make any. Well, I can't seem to get to work right on one of their new ones. So I just, instead of using those crappy ones like they make, we retrofitted in one of our 100-mile transformers that we use on when we do the 100-mile repairs. We don't actually use Zareba transformers. Our transformers are kind of weak and kind of crappy design. They don't hold up very well. So we use one of our transformers that have custom built for that we retrofit into these things. That's what these two straps are, holding it in there, two long, wide cable ties. So what I'm going to do this one, I've already fixed it. I need a transformer, and that was it on the thing. The transformer was one thing bad, but still clicking and snapping it. There's no output. So the transformer was bad. We replaced the transformer, and it's working fine. So that's what we did this one. But I want to do, because I'm kind of curious, it says it's a 2-joule output, and the strap's kind of hiding it, but this is 2-joule outputs, what it says right here. I've got a meter here that will read joules with a certain load on it, and I want to see if we get higher joule rating out of it with our transformer versus theirs. So that's what we're going to do. I've got a meter here that we're going to hook up to it in just a second. But if you're curious about what we do, there's all of our information. You can call anytime, basically. You can call or text this number. There's our website, fixer.com, where we also work on cattle scales and load bars. There are links down in the description area that you can click on. If you hit the little drop down arrow, hit the little, there's 2 or 3 links down there to our websites and stuff. But let's get into this. We're going to get an initial test on it with voltage and see what kind of volt reading we get out of it. And the joules will be very low. And then we'll hook up a 150 ohm load to it. And then we'll recheck our joules, see what it climbs up to. This meter here is one that we use for checking voltages on them, as well as this is the only meter I can find that's economically feasible to buy for checking joules on a fence charger. And joules joule readings and stuff on ratings on fence chargers is only for low impedance units. It doesn't work with solid state units. It doesn't work on joules. Doesn't have anything to do with solid state units that they used to make, or a weed burner. That's not, they're totally different type of units. So the unit's clicking right along. We're going to turn it on, put it across here. The only thing I liked about this meter is it's got a really bad weak LCD. We're getting 10.3 kV out of it. It's really hard to see. See if we can turn some lights off. Maybe we can get rid of the glare. Maybe that'll help. $10,000 volts out of it. All right, turn it off. I got a 150 ohm load. It's 150 ohm, 20 watt resistors, all that is. And I soldered some wires onto it. So we're going to attach it to our fence and ground terminals. I'm going to stress it out. I think the instructions on that manual call for a 200 ohm. I don't have a 200 ohm resistor, so 150 ohms is what I've got. And it just drags it down a little harder. All right, so now we're going to plug it back in, turn it on. A lot quieter than it was before. All right, so we're getting 3.4 kV compared to 10. Just sort of the joules. Well, not much on it. It means 2.1 joules. So at least this meter reads exactly what it's supposed to. So 2-joule output. So this unit is a 2-joule unit, so they weren't lying. All right, we always wonder if they're always telling the truth or not. Well, it's a 2-joule unit based with our transformer that we have inside this one, and the size of capacitor that they're using in it. It could be we could increase the joule output if the guy wanted to. We could put, because the transformer we're using this thing, we put it all the way up to our 10 joule unit, so maybe 15 joules. I mean, we can that transformer will handle a lot more power than what this unit's designed for. I could put a bigger capacitor in it. I could probably pull the capacitors off the main board, solder bigger ones in it, and put a bigger capacitor. I might be able to jump the same up to like 4 or 5 joules, something like that. But I didn't, because it's not my unit. If the guy wants more power, we can definitely look into it, that sort of thing. But he didn't ask about it, so we didn't do it. And I don't always try to push people and like, oh, you want to soup this thing up? Most people, they don't want to spend the money to do it, which is not that much money to do it. But, everybody's trying to save money where they can. So, if this unit will work for what he's wanting to do, then we'll leave it be. But anyways, that's a quick little test on it. Overall, Zareba is not a very good brand in general. I mean, they got some really crappy ones out there. But every time we repair one of their 50-mile old style units or their 100-mile or 200-mile units, American Farm Works and Tractor Supply sell a 120-mile and 240-mile unit that are in these big wide black case units. When we repair one of those, we upgrade the transformers. We don't use Zareba transformers in their units. They're really weak designs and don't hold up very well long term. So we always replace them with one of ours that we use and retrofit them in there, because it's just a lot better built transformer. It's made here in the States, not made over in China or anywhere else over there. So, but hopefully you like this stuff. You got one of these units need to be worked on, of any brand, we'll work on it. We work on any brand that you can think of. So hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, tell your friends about us, share the video to your friends on Facebook or whatever, or copy the link to it and send it to them in a text. I don't care. Just get our name out there. That's all we ask for. Because we're a mom pop shop. We don't advertise anything besides word of mouth. YouTube does does a lot for us because we don't advertise. We don't have a marketing team. We don't spend money on advertising. YouTube doesn't cost me a penny. I don't make any money off of YouTube. I don't have enough views on my videos to do it. So we just basically free advertise to get our name out there. So, but anyways, until next time, see you guys later on.